Hey, yo, it's me, Pops Van Marmalade, and you're watching the Comics-Related Madness Network. Huh? So come get some. CromCon. CromCon.
Yo, just wanted to give you all a heads up that right now you can add the Madness Network to your Roku account right there by Roku.com account. Add Crom 2. Check out our preview. We got 10 of our highlighted shows up there for you to check out. Some of our best stuff from the last 4 years. Look, it's hard to pick 10 out of 2,600 videos, but we did it. And check it out. The campaign is launching soon, so be there. Peace.
Fairview's coffee has mysteriously gone missing. Mayhem ensues when strange, coffee-craving zombies plague the city. Detective Mickey Potatoes, an overworked public servant, uncovers why ordinary citizens are losing their minds and how to stop the coffee apocalypse. But it involves the mafia. And when you're dealing with mafia crime families, nothing is ever easy. The mafia controls everything in the city, including the police, including him. If he breaks the mafia, they will break him. So, the city is without coffee. The city is burning before his very eyes, but he's powerless. Detective Potatoes has the power to stop the coffee apocalypse, but if he does, he could lose everything.
What is Path of the Pale Rider anyway? Is it a comic book? No, that's not it. Is it this? What the heck is Path of the Pale Rider, man? There's no way this is right. How about this? I really have no idea.
We're gonna rob a bank.
Oh, it's this.
The Madness Comic Network and Comic Related Madness proudly presents Madness Tuesday Morning Brew. Tune in to our content on Comic Talk with Pops Van Zandt on YouTube.
Woo! Good morning. Happy Tuesday. I hope you brought your coffee. I almost spoke English. I said, I hope you brought your coffee because we got a good show ahead of us today. I'm so excited. We are on episode 99. Woo! Can't believe it. Where has the time gone? Oh, for those of you who, good morning, everybody. Everybody's in the chat and awake. So hello, 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 hello. The lively chat this morning. All right. For those of you who came and saw me in McKinney, Texas over the weekend, it was a blast. That's such a great store. It has everything. It's called Carpe Diem, Seize the Day, in downtown historic McKinney. It's right over by the municipal building that still has the cannon with the cannonballs stacked. It's pretty cool. But great store, beautiful setup, great crowd. Got to talk to a lot of cool people. Had lots of people join in Path of the Pale Rider group and into the shenanigans. Had a blast. So for those of you that came, thank you so much. Welcome to the Path. Also, just so you know, like we're moving along here. This is the last 3D printed bear from the Secret Reward. So he is printed, and I'll probably be doing a stream where I paint these bad boys because everybody opted to have me paint them to look like Big James, which will be fun. So we'll be doing that. Marco is arting along. He found his groove. He's turning out pages. They're looking great, but I can't. It's like I'm still. I keep talking about this, but it's like I have a problem showing them to you because we're well into spoiler country at this point, right? Because we all know where we left off in issue 3, and it was a bad day. And we pick up immediately from that, and it gets worse, is all I can say. So I don't want to like spoil anything for you. I want you to have that experience of like reading it for the first time and being shocked. So I'll have to find like panels that mean nothing. So you could be like, oh, look, it's a tree. Which is so boring, but you know what? That's what we got to do. Anyway, so I'm hoping Path continues. We're going to keep doing what we're doing, and you guys will have your comic books soon. Today's guest is none other than Hojo. You all know him, I'm sure, because we play his commercials on this show, and they're always fabulous. And he's doing his thing. He's got the Mythicals going right now. So we're going to talk to Hojo. This is the first time Hojo's on the show. So I'm really excited because, you know, the madness is so big that everybody kind of like hears of each other for a while. And then eventually, hopefully, we get to talk to each other on somebody's show. So welcome, Hojo. I'm going to bring you on. Hello. Good morning.
What's going on?
How are you?
I'm good. Staying warm.
Yeah. Where are you in the country?
I'm on the East Coast, Virginia. Yeah, it's a little chilly out there. Yeah, it snowed yesterday. Just an inch. Like Pops is probably laughing at that, but yeah.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. I mean, I'm originally from Michigan, so
yeah, it's just an inch. Yeah. I
feel Pops's pain when it's like, oh, lake effect snow. If people don't know what that is, it sucks. But I moved to Texas in 2019, and I love it here. So
yeah, it's good weather. I've been to Texas, just Eastern Texas mainly.
Yeah, we're like Dallas area. It gets chilly. Like it was 37 this morning, but we don't typically get snow, which I'm okay with.
Yeah, I bet.
So I'm assuming you are in your man cave or basement. I'm not really sure.
Yep, both.
Judging off of the cool figurines you got behind you, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So why don't we start out? Hojo with getting your origin story. Like, how did you start into comics, and like what sparked your interest? When, like how old were you? And then like
all young.
all that.
Like,
Give us the goods. Tell us the story.
I mean, probably the earliest memory of mine is watching like the Incredible Hulk cartoon and like the Spider-Man's Amazing Friends, like
Yeah.
reruns of that, and the Lou Ferrigno Hulk.
Yes.
So, and then like I guess I got hand-me-downs from a cousin or someone, somehow, I couldn't read or anything, but I'm like, they make books of these, and then when I started reading, like the X-Men were in there, like the end of like really the Claremont heyday, like when he took them to Australia and stuff like that. But like just as soon as I could read, like I had a friend who liked them too, so like I just started reading comics and started getting introduced to like mainly Marvel stuff.
Yeah.
Marvel kid.
X-Men was pretty influential to me as well, and I wasn't reading the comics. I was watching the Saturday morning
Oh
cartoons.
yeah, I was 10
And
years old when that came out, so
yeah,
that was like I was just like, oh,
blown away. That was
like,
every Saturday morning.
based me.
What's that?
I was like, just based me, just give
Yeah.
me that, like I have the DVDs of it and everything. I watch them sometime. Well, I have a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old, so I don't get to watch it that much.
Right, right.
Yeah,
Well, they have them all on, I think, Disney Plus. I think at this
yeah,
point you can watch all of the X-Men. I sat my kids down and I was trying to get them to watch, stuff from my childhood. Like,
yeah.
I think we tried to watch Power Rangers and they were like, I don't get it. And I was like, I don't either. This was so much better when I
I
was a
know,
kid.
I know. The Power Rangers, like some of my friends will shoot me for this, but looking back on it doesn't age well for me. It's lame.
No, it didn't. It really didn't. And it
No,
makes me so sad because that was part of my childhood too. But
but the X
yeah.
Men holds up.
Oh, yeah, the X-Men for sure holds up. So, my little one, she's 6, she loves the X-Men to the point where we were watching, like, all the live action movies that are now on
Mhm.
Disney Plus too, and she was like, "There's more X-Men." I'm like, "But we can't watch the Wolverine, it's rated R." She's like,
I know,
"Let's
I
watch it
know.
anyway."
Yeah, that
Child.
was yeah.
Fast forward, fast forward. Nope,
Yeah,
can't watch that.
my 5-year-old, he likes Transformers, and like we watch that. You can watch them for free on YouTube on like the Hasbro channel. So I'll just pop that on in the mornings on Saturday. Trying to get him to watch GI Joe, but he's not into it at
Ooh,
all. Like, he's like,
not
no, I
at
don't
all.
like it. I don't like it. I'm like, all right, whatever. We'll stay with the
I'm like, "Shut
Transformers.
up and watch this."
But now he's like Pokemon obsessed though, like because all of his friends are into it at kindergarten. I'm just like, 'cause
Darn.
I don't know anything about it. I thought it was because I was like, what, like 13, 14. That was
Yeah,
not cool for a 13 and 14-year-old. I'm like,
right.
no, I don't want that shit.
My kids are also Pokemon, but, like, the cartoons and the books and,
Yeah.
the older one, she collects the Pokemon cards. She doesn't play the game, but she just likes the cards.
Oh yeah, he doesn't know anything about playing the game. He's just got a whole stack of them. But
Right.
I watched the movie with Ryan Reynolds. I thought it was funny.
Detective Pikachu? Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that's funny.
Yeah,
It's good
yeah.
for kids.
Yeah, I
Like,
thought it was good too, and again, it's like, if you knew nothing about Pokemon, it wasn't bad, it was still
yeah,
entertaining.
yeah, because I know nothing. I'm like, oh, this is a decent kids movie. It entertained them. They like
Right.
it. It's like Super Mario. They love that shit too.
Oh, word. It just came out on Netflix, and now everybody's singing Peaches again.
Peaches, peaches, peaches. Yeah, I know. I feel
Like,
you.
make it stop.
I
Get
know.
stuck in your head.
Yeah.
So,
Mm.
as a young child, you were watching and consuming comics, but when as like, an adult did you start writing, and did you
See,
always wanna write comics?
yeah,
Or
I think maybe somehow subconsciously I did. Like I was an only child, so I read a lot. Like I was a big fantasy, not like fantasy as in like Tolkien, but I read that too. Like when I got
Mhm.
older, but I read like a lot of the precursor to all that, like Robert Louis Stevenson, like the fantasy adventure stuff, and who else? Like the 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea,
Yeah.
stuff like that. This big grand stuff, and the characters were just awesome. And then
I'm
that's
only
when
chuckling because we did enjoy that movie.
oh, I love it. I love it. I do love it. But so like I would read these books and then keep reading comics at the same time. I'm like, well, these are just like these could have been good comics back then if they had these ideas
Yeah.
and comics existed. That might have been the art form they chose. but it's the character development that was the key to all that. I'm a big Peter David fan.
Yeah.
Like he did X Factor and of course Claremont, Byrne, and all those guys. Like I love Alpha Flight. I love Alpha Flight.
Oh yeah.
The Defenders. I love all those team books, the dynamics, and then like you put that with like my military background. It's almost the same. You work as a team, and it's all these different people from different places in the country. Like it's just some clash, some are just like instant friends and like inseparable, and then just some people you're just like, well, I don't even know about that guy.
Mm-hmm. I can see how
And
that kind of led into Mythicals right there.
yeah,
Very
and
much.
that was it. I was just like, I can write
Yeah.
both of those because I know both of those. I'll just turn it into a team of monsters. I just had an idea one day on patrol. What if it was a team of monsters that was like crashing in here and we're just like taking them out? And what if it was a part of a larger, world evil plan? And then the wheel started spinning.
Hmm. So you came up with the script in about what year, you thinking?
Oh, this is 2005.
I was going to say, I can tell that this has been in your mind for a while.
Yeah, this was a while ago. I put it away. Like we were going to submit to CrossGen Comics when we came back. But they're out of business.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's weird. I was on the stream with Rob Hunter and Andy Smith, who worked at CrossGen, and I'm just like, I could have known you guys back then if I'd have just not gotten stop lost, or we could have just gotten deployed earlier. But then I'd have been out of job anyway. But still, that's cool that I'm circling back to that. And so life happens, a wife happens, children.
Right.
A love-hate relationship with comics, to be honest.
We're all there.
Sometimes, like, why are you doing this? Like, eventually it got to the point where, like, I can do this so much better.
Yeah.
And then I discovered the indie stuff a couple years ago, and I got sucked down the rabbit hole just like everybody else.
Yep.
I got unplugged from the Matrix just like everybody else. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't even want that anymore. There are a couple issues that I will buy, but I don't want any of that anymore. Like I don't eat that food anymore.
Right.
It's almost like flipping to being a vegan. Like, yeah, I don't want it. I'll just make my own. I'll make a mushroom burger, even though it sounds good as a real burger. But you catch my drift.
I've never heard someone compare indie comics to veganism. That's
what I mean? So it's not the same.
It's not. I know what you mean though, but it's like I could do this. I can see these comics and I'm reading them, but what if? You know what I mean? And then it's like I just want to do it better. I want to do it myself.
And I saw the crowdfunding thing, and I was like, I started watching streams.
What? Hojo has a wonderful collection of insane haters.
Yeah, that's how you make it but they're only haters.
Come out.
They're only haters for like a day or two, and then they like once I start quote tweeting them, boy, that's like dropping J-Dams and freaking napalm, and you're done. You're not coming back from that one.
Right. I mean, like even I have had trolls at times.
So they never come back.
Yeah, it's just a sign that like your stuff is getting out there.
Yeah.
So.
Or I mute them.
Or you're beautiful and people just want to tear you down a peg.
Yes. Yeah.
So you came up with the script idea in 2005. Now, if you're like me, where it's like, it just rattles around in my head for a couple of years.
I would add to it every now and again and get an idea in the shower. Like, ooh, where's that notebook? Where's that notebook? And I go, put that in there.
What was
but I hadn't done it for years. Like my wife had no idea.
There has to be a moment. Like I was talking to someone now I was in a production company back in Detroit in like 2016, 17. And then started this in 2018, moved to Texas in 2019. So I was talking with one of the production company friends, and I was just like, I got this idea talking about scripts. And they were like, why haven't you written this down? What was your moment where it was like, okay, I need to write this down?
Oh, I already had some sample stuff that I'd when I looked at it, I was like, this isn't gonna do. Because my writing had gotten so much better. Because I'd always write like short stories and stuff like that growing up, and or rewriting movies or rewriting bad books or like a sequel to a movie. Like a movie, I'm like, they should have had a part 2 to that, and then I'm like, I'll just write one, just for fun, shits and giggles.
Right.
And so I started seeing all these people, and I made friends with a couple people, and I'm like, so how did you do this? He was like, I don't know, man. We just, you do this, you go to crowdfunding and you go to streams, and started learning about it. And I was like, well, I can do this. Like, I got
Yeah.
spare time, like work and,
Spare
at home,
time.
a couple hours, since I already have the idea and the premise. Then one day, like, I think I was home. It was like, I got off early, and for 2 straight hours, I just wrote what was like the first draft of the first issue. Then I started looking at budget, and I'm like, I can't do a graphic novel. I'm gonna have to floppy it out.
Right.
And they're like, nobody's doing floppies. I'm like, yes, I realize that,
Yes, they
but
are though.
nobody is doing that at this, like, just right off of the bat, like this, to already have an X amount of issues written. Be like, I already have a series Bible. I know where this is going. The series is all plotted out. I know the ending. For me, the Mythicals are already over.
Right.
Like, in my head, it's done. Like, the cool thing is I wrote it backwards to kind of get to that point, because there are going to be some issues where you just like, what in the hell? Oh, now I get it now.
Yes.
And so I kind of got a head start on everybody. But I think there was one day I was in a big brand bookstore. I was like, oh, because my wife and I were in there, maybe shopping for something. I was like, I'll take a look at, see if they got any comics, just to peruse. And when I just saw some stuff I didn't like, and like that was wholly unnecessary, and quite honest, looking at the interior as well, substandard, and like, a lot of people used to have that mentality of like, oh, I'm an indie creator, it's an indie comic. You automatically equate indie with inferior or amateur or not as good. Or it would be in a shop here, it would be mainstream. And I looked at him like, dude, this is terrible. Like, the quality of the art. I'm like, I'm like, I can draw, I'm not professional by any means, but there's some things I've been seeing coming out, especially a certain Wolverine picture. Dude, I can draw better than that. I'm not kidding, man. Stop mailing it in. Stop doing a first draft, and then Marvel's like, okay, this looks good. We'll pay for what this is.
Who knows? I would love to know the real story of what happened with that. You know what I mean? Because everybody has spouted theories about what they think that it was asked to be in that style, or I don't know, like the artist maybe
I
was
was
asked
10 years
more
old
money.
when Image started, so I was used to that level of art, and then I'm like, they don't work. These kind of people don't work here anymore, and like, they don't hire Brett Booth. Brett Booth has to go to Image to not even write the main Spawn title, which he is now. And then, like, the Vertigo line, that's what I grew up on. That's what really gave me the alternative to Koepp, what I call Koepp shit. Like, I love it and all that, but man, I don't listen to that music anymore, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I could go back and read all of my X-Men and my X Factor, my Excalibur, and I love those stories for what they were when they were.
Right.
But comics, I think, evolved. Like, I had a conversation with a friend, like Fables kind of changed the scene.
Yes. We have those. Yep.
That kind of changed the trajectory of, like, because Vertigo, to me, were independent comics. That was the indie label of the main big label, kind of like how Nirvana was like Geffen Records. That was them. But then they stopped doing the Vertigo thing, and those stories and those titles, like Why the Last Man, all that stuff.
Oh, that was a great run.
Swamp Thing, Sandman, all of that inspired a different generation of comic thinkers and writers.
Right.
And I like to think I'm one of them, because I love that stuff. I'm not a gore horror person. Like, I like the horror aesthetic. Like, you can almost say that this is a superhero book dressed up as a horror book, but it's, at the end of the day, it's kind of like a history lesson. Like, it's kind of like a passion of mine too. I'm a nerd. I'll listen to history documentaries and watch how the food that built America, the toys that built America, anything like that. And I love mythology. Like my mother, we watched Clash of the Titans together when I was a kid. I got
Yes.
really interested. Those were superhero tales. Like it's
Right.
always existed. The the good versus evil, the outlandish, the these deities or whatever. These are their comic book characters, and they fight.
Mhm.
These were writers. It's all connected, and so that's what my book is. Like it's all connected. All the mythologies are really connected. It's just I've taken the different uh, areas of mythology and religion, you would say, in fairy tales, and it's like it's all real at some point, but it just got homogenized by other people.
Yeah, so let's dig into the mythicals. Tell us about give us your elevator pitch and then let's dig deep into the story.
Like I
So
said,
let's start with
the
just the
five
elevator
second
pitch.
elevator pitch would be it's like Buffy the Vampire Slayer mixed with Jim Lee's Wildcats with a little X-Files conspiracy sprinkled in. Like fans of the Dresden
Oh.
Chronicles and police, I wouldn't say police procedurals, but it's like, so level M, it's a covert task force comprised of creatures from myth and legend. So Nancy Moon gets recruited in the first book, and issue 2, after her world's turned upside down the day before, she got rescued by a vampire and a magician and a wisecracking soldier. Well, issue 2, she goes to work at this place, and it's like Men in Black, like he saw the
Yeah.
aliens, like aliens are real. Well, he goes to work and he's just like they're aliens getting coffee. Her liaison, her handler, her trainer is a talking cat who does not like to be there. He has
That's
worked for
awesome.
he's worked for the government in some form or another for 200 years. Can you imagine how irritable that this guy is? Like if it were
Yup.
up to him, if it were up, and it's the cat thing too. It's his world. We're all just living in it. At the end of the
Right?
day, he's just like, all right, everybody, just listen up. Uh, if it were up to him, he would just like to go to his library and read all day and not have to deal. He has to. He feels like his job is to take care of these people, not work
Mhm.
there. Like he hates his job, and so he just him and Lucas go back and forth trading barbs, and he's just like at the end, he's just like, I'm done. I'm just gonna go over to my bench and let the boss do the briefing.
Oh my goodness. This just remind Do you ever play the Meow game?
Oh, from Super Troopers.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's I love that movie, and that's where that came from.
That's hilarious. Yeah, we should definitely we should play the Meow game at some point.
Mm.
Like right now.
Yeah,
So this cat is 200 years old who is obviously disgruntled as most cats would be.
yeah.
Oh, look, here's one link. Yes, we will get there, but thank you. Pop's already posted it. He beat me to it, but um so you're crowdfunding right now on 2 platforms. One's wrapping up and one's just starting,
Hmm.
so we'll get there. So Nancy is in this kind of Men in Black situation with everybody, but what's going on? What's the big baddie?
Hmm.
Who's breaking the
Well,
world?
yeah. Well, I mean, in the first issue, for those who haven't read it, I'll give you a little spoiler free. She gets tailed. She's a case in the first issue. Like she
Okay.
gets tailed by a demon who wants her for something, and she ends up realizing she has these powers. And by the end, because she goes to an interview to this place, not unbeknownst to her, that it's really this. It's kind of like she's the case. She doesn't know that it's a team full of monsters and monster hunters. But by the end of the book, it's all wrapped up that you know that's why they were there and that's why she was there. But the big bad is called the Inquisitor, so he's kind of like this dark pope looking guy. Like he'd make Pinhead piss his pants. Um, but in the first issue, he's kind of like Jaws in the water. Like it
Nice.
takes place in Spain. Like we cut to Spain, and they don't even know he's around yet. But he's been on Earth before. That's all I can say. Many times, and he's looking for something. And in
Mhm.
issue 2, well, he finds it.
Mm,
And it's just one of many pieces that have to be collected. So it's going to be this race for what I call the pieces of 8. This part of this prophecy that's going to undo the world and all
gotcha.
that. The classic stuff like that. But there are many twists and turns, and my interpretations of gods, deities, and fairy tales, and putting it all in one
Fun.
big sandbox.
That's awesome. They all get to run around and try to stop the world from ending.
Yeah, it's kind of like my Indiana. It's like my big Indiana Jones thing.
You just said so many nerd things that are just awesome. So
I
Pieces of
know.
Eight and Indiana
Yeah,
Jones.
yeah. And like in issue
Koepp
2,
and Jaws. I
yeah,
know. I love a good story where like the monster is scariest when our imagination creates them. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Because people keep asking
So,
questions, and that's the best thing you can have as a writer.
yeah. Yeah, where it's just like, I need to know who this is, what they're looking for, why they're doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
And it's like if you just give them pieces like breadcrumbs, but it's
Mhm.
like I always think Jaws is the best example of like the how to build suspense
Mhm.
and drama around a antagonist where it's like it gets less scary once you see the monster,
Yeah,
you
in a
know?
horror book, it's so important.
Yeah, to build
'Cause
that.
yeah,
The Pope just sounds nasty.
yeah, and
He's
yeah, he
scarier than
doesn't.
it.
Yeah, and his dialogue, that, and let me say it's that I've gotten some compliments on my dialogue skills, but he has a joy to write. Him and Samuel the cat, those are two opposite ends of the spectrum, but they're the most fun to write. But just, I mean, the action, it's all fun to write, but the character interaction, the 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 insults toward each other, it's just like an army unit.
Mhm. And that's where you base a lot of your interactions. That's cool.
Yeah, because this takes place in Washington D.C., which isn't far away from me, so if I need to go get some pictures, or I can just Google stuff. But like, because issue 2, they have to, because they know there's a threat coming because there's all what they call piercings, which is like the alert, kind of like Ghostbusters or something. Like something goes down, and we have a report such and such here. They go there, handle it, like Men in Black or whatever, and then
Yeah.
come back. But there's been an increase in frequency and scale of things happening, and so they're getting the heebie-jeebies and their spider senses going on. So issue 2, we're going to recruit a new member who's actually an old member, which is the werewolf. He used to
Oh,
be the leader of
so
this
how
unit, but
much?
he's retired,
Oh, he's like,
and
can I just please have a day off?
he doesn't want to come out of retirement,
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
not at all.
No, I don't want
So
to do this anymore. Deal with the cat? No.
yeah. Oh, they're buddies. They're buddies.
Okay.
That's yeah. But and we meet Chandra, she's the opposite of Nancy. She's the other lady on the team. She's the big blue lady with the wings.
Uh-huh.
She's been around. She's like Thessalonian, so like ancient Greece type. But she's
Mm-hmm.
obsessed with social media, watching like reality television. I stole that from my wife because she watches like Real Housewives and stuff like that. And
It's funny.
yeah, so it's
I always
she's
wonder that, like, immortal characters, if they were around today, what would they be doing with their with all their
she's
time? What would
changed.
be
She's just changed. She's
worthy?
like Cher or something like that. She's just had to reinvent herself so many times over so many years, and like even Carl is like, you change your hair again when he sees her when she goes to recruit, bring him back. It's it's fun, but once we get the whole team together and get rolling, this is when it's just like issue 2. We kick the door down on this whole world, and issue 3 is like, all right, we got the team in place. Here's going to be another case, but it's leading. They're all connected in the end.
Gotcha. How many issues do you have planned for the Mythicals?
13.
Mm, lucky number
Yeah,
13.
yeah. Well, and 13's a double size finale, so
Ooh, that's cool.
so
And
technically
then is there
14.
another arc after that, or is it like 13
Nah,
and we're done?
no,
Or
we're done. We're just gonna do like manga and them do like it's complete. We're not opening the door again.
I'm with you. I do that too. When we're done with Path, it's like it's done, people.
Yeah, it's
Please, God, give me a rest.
yeah. I'm trying to. I said I was gonna try to do 2 a year. We have to push it to 9 months every 9 months. So, and that might be pushing it too. But we have to do what we have to do. Unless you give me more
Yeah,
monies and I can pay for
right,
art, like I'm be like, all right, I'll write it all right now, and I can pay for it, and it doesn't cost me anything else. Sure,
right.
that's the deal.
That's so hard. It's hard. indie wise, where it's just like the Kickstarter or the crowdfunding kind of like merry-go-round. How do you get off of that? But it's like then you gotta pitch to who?
Yeah, and then
So like,
sometimes you're pitching to the
what do
same
they
crowd
want
again.
in
They're like,
return?
oh, because everybody wants number one.
Everybody wants number one. Number two, I found number two when I was doing crowdfunding. Actually, two was the hardest to crowdfund. I had to work significantly harder on the second campaign than I did on the first one, even. And then after that, they got
Mhm.
easier because
Yeah.
kind of we had built a reputation
Oh
that
yeah,
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 we
yeah, yeah.
have a good product, we turn it around on time, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah. Yep.
But that second one, that was rough. That was just what it was for me. Because again,
Yeah.
everybody wants that number one. Everybody's out there to support
Oh, I
your new
know.
endeavor. And it's like you come back. For me, it was like I came back for number two, and my friends were like, "Oh, I already gave at the bank. Like I gave, I
Yeah.
already donated blood once. Thank you."
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
just like, "Oh, okay."
And then yeah, I was talking to my coworkers. I'm like, it's end of the night. It's end of the night. He's like,
Oh
he
yeah, when they
said,
don't answer either way, they just nod at you. You're like,
yeah,
"Yeah, great, awesome."
yeah. But I did get a lot of returning people for my job, so that was good.
What's that?
I did get a lot of people returning from my job, like
Oh,
more than
good.
more than I thought would come back. Because
That's good.
it's
Good
I
morning,
guess it's with
Tim.
like a fundraiser. Like, do you wanna get the peanuts my boy's selling? Like, oh, we got them last year.
Right.
We're good.
See what I mean? Where
Yeah.
they're like, "Oh, I already bought the pizzas. I
Yeah.
don't want more
It's
pizzas."
and for me, like it's for me, it's a new platform. Fund my comic, you do, and we'll tell you that you're going to do 95% of the work, promotion, driving traffic, because
Yeah.
the natural algorithm almost doesn't exist because the people are just there to go to that place because it is Fund My Comic to find new comics. Like,
Oh,
I don't know if there are, like, maybe at this point now, there are people who've been there since the beginning, check it constantly for new content, which is good. But it doesn't have the algorithm power that, like, say, Kickstarter has. You're just like with mine, I don't uh let's see. I lost my train of thought. Totally forgot where I was going.
that's all right. I mean, I get you though, because people are like, "Have you tried other platforms?" And I ran a very small Indiegogo. It was like a second chance campaign just to try the platform and see if I liked
Yeah.
it
That's
and
what I
how
did with Kickstarter on the first one.
yeah, I had Kickstarter. Same with me. I was like, Kickstarter seemed to be the place to go, and it was one I was familiar with because my husband and I Kickstarter a lot of like tabletop games.
Mhm.
Um, so that's where we originally went, and that's where people know where to find us. But when I ran the Indiegogo, I found like no one naturally found me.
Yeah.
No one came across my platform and was like, "This is really cool. I would like to back this." You know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
I I get that on Kickstarter where people are like, "Ooh, check this out. I haven't seen this before." You know what I mean? So I feel like that again, that algorithm isn't always there on some
Yeah.
other
Oh,
platforms. So
Kickstarter, like I'm saying, it's been like open since the middle of November,
yeah.
and I have barely really done much as far as promoted, except in the first like week, and then it's just been every other day. Like, boom, I'll get a digital backer, boom, and then like, oh, there's a big high dollar item, and I haven't really done anything,
Mm,
so that's good. At
right.
the end, you'll get a big bump too. Like, I don't know how the projects we love thing works. I don't,
If
but
you get Project We Love, you're in your own category
yeah,
where people like that's its own thing. Like there's usually like new, like just launched.
yeah,
There's Project We Love. There's recommended for you. So like someone like me who's been on Kickstarter for a while, it tracks what I'm looking at. And so it'll be like, oh, you looked at the
yeah, yeah,
Mythicals. You
yeah,
might
yeah.
also
Oh yeah,
like
yeah.
Shark of War, or I don't know. It'll pick
Right,
something, right?
right.
So
Yeah,
it'll have that for you, and then it'll have like ending soon. But you'll be in the more categories you can be in, the better,
yeah,
obviously,
yeah.
because people are clicking around.
Yep.
So Tim has a question. Oh, good morning, Glenn. Laurie. Look,
Oh,
it's funny. Good morning,
oh,
Glenn.
hey, Glenn.
Yeah.
I like Glenn.
Tim has a question and he says, "Can you tell us about the collectibles behind you?
Oh,
I'm a collector also."
well, the toys. Are you talking toys or comics?
Probably the
Anyway,
stuff that's on the shelf directly behind you, but just tell us all of it. Or
Okay.
your most favorite.
Ooh, my most favorite.
Your
Well,
most favorite, which is all
my
of them.
grandmother got me that X-Men Toy Biz. It's like the original 5 of their toys. Never taking them out of the
Jim says
box.
Secret Wars.
Oh yeah, that's 9.6.
Ooh.
Best recognized. And then Company Men, that's by actually my editor, Lee Byron Carver. Very good, very good. It's like an X-Men military. Like it's almost the reverse of mine. Mine's like magic and monsters. His is like paramilitary and like superpowers. And then The Lucent by Michael Bancroft, which is, it's a thinking man's comic. I like to say, like it's kind of like the Matrix-ish, but like with lucid dreaming is what it's about, and it's suspense and stuff like that, and mystery. It's
Cool.
my kind of book. That would have been a Vertigo book.
Pop says, I have that Secret Wars signed by 3 of the 4.
And Timothy, you can collect the Mythicals 1 and 2. You can slap them if you like, but you can get Mythicals 1 and 2 right here
They're out
today.
there. Here, wait. Well, this is something too I'd like to talk to you about is your crowdfunding history. So you crowdfunded your first on Kickstarter, correct?
No, I did the first one. I started on Indiegogo, and
Oh, you did?
Yeah, because that's what I was familiar with and the stuff I had been buying at the time. And I got about 7 there, and I did 60 days there, I think. And all the while I did a Kickstarter there at the end for 30 days just to test the algorithm, threw a few tweets out there. I didn't know on Twitter where to find like specific Kickstarter people. Found a few now, and I know a few, and like all I have to do is look at their when they say I backed this on Kickstarter and people reply, I'll just go find them. That's marketing. You just got to find the customers. So I did that, and then Fund My Comic had just started. So I was like, yeah, why not? I was like one of the original 10 campaigns on Fund My Comic.
What? That's awesome.
Yeah. And then altogether at the end, I think I made about just north of 11.
That's
almost
awesome.
Maybe 12. And probably I might have gotten right at close to 12 or 11.9 when it came to the money I got from, I did a couple signings and sold some retail copies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's hugely successful for an issue number 1. Especially most days you see indie come in, they're running at like 1,000.
Yeah. And I got out there. God, my God, I got out there so much. Like I had to back off of it now. But like in just about every chat I could be in, making friends with people, it's networking, man. You got to build a fan base, and you have to. And most importantly, my book was pretty much done and ready to be lettered the first week into my campaign. This campaign is different, but it's still going to be the same speed as far as like from start of campaign to fulfillment. I'm just using this one now as I went out of pocket with the first one, kind of a lot. With production and all that stuff, and I had to have this awesome mega Michael Jackson Thriller trailer. Like I said, big guns. Pew, pew, pew. I went all out, and in the end, it worked.
Yeah.
Like I put all the chips on the table, and I rolled with it. And relentless promotion, constant Twitter bugging. Now I'm on Facebook trying to, I'm in some Facebook groups and mostly spam, but you got to do it. There might be 2 or 3 that you can get. And I
don't consider it spam. I just consider it advertising.
Oh, no. Like,
it's
like
people are always like
porn
apologizing for advertising on social media. And it's like, if I'm not going to advertise my own product, who is?
Oh, I'm talking about like it's either porn or like, hey, I have this free PlayStation.
That's it. Yeah.
Like free PlayStation. I'm like, man, I don't care.
Right.
I don't see how that stuff gets in there, and this is irritating, but whatever. No, I'm not talking about anybody looking for work or pushing a book.
I have to get approval on my stuff, but yet there's these 2 boinking on the front page. Awesome.
Yeah, hustle. Do your thing, man. I'm not gonna say any of that stuff annoying to me.
Yeah, I agree. So I would love to play. Well, I'm gonna bring this up here. Check this out, peeps.
Yeah.
Here is the Mythicals on Fund My Comic. This one's wrapping up. It's got 1 day to go.
Closes at 9:15 tonight.
Yeah. So there's still time. However, it looks like there's some of the rewards that are they're sold out, right?
Yep.
Because they're limited.
Big
So there
bucks.
might be a better chance if you want some of those limited things to go over to the Kickstarter because that one just launched. But look here, I would say first, since this one's wrapping up, it's
Yep.
guaranteed you're going to get your stuff. You know what I mean? Like they're both for the same book, so the I'm sure the fulfillment's going to be around the same time. It's not like you're going to get your book any quicker here. But this one just wrapping up earlier. Are you thinking you're going to fulfill these first, or you're going to just do
I'm
them
gonna
all?
go in order received, yeah. Like I did last time. I did the Indiegogo people. I got their orders out first, and then I did the Kickstarter, and then the Fund My Comic people. So
There you go.
this will be like in reverse. First in, first out.
Gotcha. So is this is the first one running?
Yep.
So then you will get your books a little bit quicker. The fulfillment with them, it's the same book, but like Hojo said, this one will come out first. Let's play the video. I want to talk about your video here.
I told that moron not to take out my Tchaikovsky tape. No matter, let's get started. Here we are, Nancy Moon. The last time we left our heroine, she had just joined my esteemed colleagues at level M. And the soldier who cannot stop talking, a magician with money issues, and a vampire with a checkered past. But there are other teammates she's yet to meet. One in particular might be a little bit shocking for her. I do hope she's not allergic. Back it today, won't you? Like right meow.
You gotta have that cat in there. You have to. What's the cat's name?
Samuel.
Samuel. He's by far my favorite.
I think he's gonna be a lot of people's favorites.
Absolutely. And then for those, hold on a second here, because remember, Pops put here is the link up here in the chat. So if you want to go check this out while we're looking at it and shop around, be my guest. Let's go shopping. All right. So love the videos. Now, do you do the videos yourself?
Oh no, I pay people to do that.
That was my question. I was like, who's making these? Because they're really good.
Yeah, because the first one, because it cost me some money because I had hand-drawn animation by the great Pedro Ang.
Yoo-hoo.
And I had a custom song for that. I had a buddy throw it together. Good stuff, Confiscator, great guy. And then on this one, like this guy actually approached me. He's like, "Do you want? I'd love to do this. I think it's a cool concept. I loved your first trailer." And I was like, "Well, yeah. Well, I have an idea." And then we came. He kind of gave me a discount. You know what I mean?
Nice.
And so I was like, "Yeah, I'll do that." And this is what I want. And he was just like, "Oh my god, that's hilarious!" And so we kept the same thing because the first one, like, there's a cassette that plays, and then this one, it's just like I said, it's the first one. This is the streamlined, we've got it kind of distilled and perfected. Like I think the first one was too long. Funny as it was, it's just too long.
I feel you. I make my own videos, and I did my own Kickstarter video, and I was trying to be funny and give information, but it ended up being like 5 minutes, and I'm like, there's got to be a quicker way for me to do this,
And all that's like what your pitch is for the show.
Right. So. Well, I try to get it like a ton of information in the beginning, and then the hijinks in the middle, and then if they're still around, more information.
Right. Right. Yeah.
You want to see me get hit by a car? You can see that dude. That's fine. All right. So here we are, Nancy Moon. Does she control plants?
Yes.
A root coming out.
Yep.
And she's warming up her coffee cup.
Yeah, you got it. Yep.
Beautiful. Oh, we didn't talk about your artist team. This is Oliver
Isabedra.
Isabedra.
Yeah, he did that cover. Nailed that one. Oh my god.
Yeah. To say the least. I love it. Look, You have not only the beautiful plants, but the predatory plants too.
Yeah,
What are we saying there?
Hmm.
Oh, thanks, Carrie. I appreciate that. So is he the he did the cover, but who was your interior artist?
This is his name's Alexandre Nascimento.
Okay,
He's from Brazil,
cool.
and that's a little acrylic standee.
Really?
Yeah, and I already
Oh
got those
man,
in.
those are so cool. Wait. Oh, look at him. Oh man, you gotta love cats. They're
Yeah,
just
so I
so
said you could
fun.
put him on your desk, and he can just like a normal cat disapprove of everything you're doing.
That's hilarious. I would love to get more information about where I can get those made. Dude,
Oh yeah, I'll go with you offline about that.
heck yeah. It's like, I need to pick your brain on that. All right. And this is another, what's this we're looking at? Woo!
That's that comes in that and the cat comes in the collector's box, that the sequel or whatever. But this is gonna be like a 5x7 metal print.
Metal?
Yeah.
Okay. Holy moly. Adam
Mhm.
Miller contributed this absolutely gorgeous piece. It'll be turned to metal print. Whew. How many of those were available?
How many were up? We still got
Of
them.
the collector box.
As many as you guys want.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
sometimes, things are limited, like
Oh,
the,
I had a big box, which is like the leftovers from the first one, and I had a collector's box in that. And then, so I decided to take all the contents from the second box, and I was going to put them all in the first box and make it this big, awesome super box. And I
yeah.
sold out of those.
Yeah. Okay, I gotcha.
I
Like,
have a
oh,
few left on the Kickstarter, I think,
gotcha.
because I didn't want to really deny anybody anything because it's your platform
Yeah.
of choice. But this is the only place, Fund My Comic is the only place you can get the original art or the Fund My Comic sticker. Obviously, I'm not gonna sell Fund My Comic stickers to Indiegogo people.
Like, I got leftover. No, you
Yeah,
know what? Okay.
yeah,
They're like, it's a little tacky,
yeah,
Hojo.
yeah. I know. And that pin up
This is
right
an
there.
acrylic standee too?
No. It's a pin up, like you can't see it now, but up there it was a fan art by Eric Ninotowski. I mean, he's an awesome artist, and he sent it to me, and I was like, oh, I like this so much. I'm gonna color this up, and I'm gonna give it away like to the backers, and
Yeah,
it's
it's
just crazy.
gorgeous.
It goes in the box too.
Put it in the box.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, let's take a look at some interior pages. Now, this is essential on a Kickstarter. In my opinion,
Yeah,
I
you
think
can read the
any
first
page.
5 pages for free.
Yeah, and I mean, like, people can get a feel of
First 3.
what it
Sorry.
looks like, how it's lettered, interiors, all of that. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Before they buy, I think is a big selling point. So obviously,
Mhm.
if you have pages done as an indie creator, put them on there.
Yes. I think it's just imperative.
Hmm I'm Samuel.
Yeah.
What in the actual?
He's like, "Just shut up and come with me."
Yeah, he's like, yeah.
And I mean, you can imagine, like, and throughout this issue, she has so many questions.
Right, and I
And, like,
love how you have her on
he's
like a
probably answered these
checkerboard.
questions. Yeah.
'Cause it's almost like throwing homage to, Alice in Wonderland. She's about to fall into her rabbit hole right now.
Because this is, like, her opening up to see Level M for the first time, and she's like,
Yeah.
you can see the look on her
Why
face.
is that wood not black? My OCD, no.
Hmm.
On the hallway. My brain just died. Ooh, look at this room. Interesting. You got
Yeah.
lots of different architecture and things going on, probably pulled
Mhm.
from all the different ages. That's amazing.
Yep.
Hi, everyone. That
Yeah.
would be me like, "Oh my
Yeah.
god."
Yeah. He's like, "Alright, listen up, we got a newbie."
Uh, I what am I doing here? Oh, and the vampire kisses her hand, of course. He's like,
Yeah.
"Hello."
And then, of course, Lucas is like, "Will you stop it?" Like a
Oh,
walking stereotype.
pretty much.
This is the blue
Chandra?
lady in her human form.
Oh, okay.
She's so happy to have another girl on the team. And
That's me every time I meet another lady in indie comics.
yeah,
Ah!
yeah,
We're friends now.
yeah,
Like, that is legit. Wow. Demetrius Nastos.
yeah. And
He
that's
does
the
Avalon comic, yes?
yeah.
Yeah.
He's so good, man.
Brandon's a
Yeah, I
good
mean,
friend.
he's like I retweet almost everything I see that he puts out, and it's a shame people don't look at it more.
Oh, yeah. I think he needs to do a variant cover for me coming up for sure. His interior art is insane too in
I
Avalon.
know he was actually gonna before I switched artists to this guy. Demetrius was gonna be the interior artist, but he's like, I can't do this in Avalon, and I got something else lined up. Well, it turns out the other something he had lined up was some people that I had hooked up. I'm like, what the hell are you doing in this chat? He was like, surprise, this was the other thing I couldn't do your book for. But then he wasn't gonna do that book, and he's like, well, I can do your book, and I'd already hired this guy, and we'd already started. I'm like, well,
Too
all right.
late.
I was like, dude, you owe me a cover. He was like, well, I'll do a wraparound for you. I was like, I'm not
Ah,
gonna say no because
right?
I was like, because I've had an idea since the first book, and here you go. So like, this was pretty much my. I mean, it was his idea to like open up the mouth with the moon and stuff. I was like, well, we'll just put the sword right there in the middle of the spine where it folds over, and they like when I saw the roughs for this, I'm like, I got no words, man.
Right.
Like
Oh,
the
that's
process of this, I wish he'd have taken a process video. It was crazy from pencil, and he does his own inks. His inks are
right.
beautiful.
Who colored this?
Oh, I can't mess it up. It's Eugene Bienview. He's from I think Portugal. He
Yeah.
did He did the colors on issue 1 of the main like team shot, and he does some stuff with like Phil Diaz and stuff like that with the Lost Pages.
Hi, Max. Good morning, Max. Yeah, I agree. This is freaking sweet, man. And I love that the sword goes up the spine.
Yeah,
Um, is that the Pope?
that's the Inquisitor. Yeah, it's the bad guy.
The Inquisitor. Thank you. What
Yeah,
did I call him the Pope? What did you call the
because
Pope?
he's dressed like a pope.
Oh, is he? You said a
Yeah,
Pope-looking guy. I was
yeah.
like,
You'll
is it
see.
the
You'll
same?
see. You'll see. You'll see.
He does look nasty. Where's the
Yeah,
rest of his skin? It's gone.
yeah. It's yeah.
He's just flesh and teeth. Gross. He's got a story.
We got some
Ooh,
trading
trading cards.
cards. Yeah, the werewolf. It's a metal card as well.
Carl.
Yeah, yeah. You'll see like in the future issues, Lucas tries to give them all code names and like '90s extreme code names, and they're just not having it.
Right. That's like my D&D character. She just gives everybody stupid nicknames and they're like, "Why?" No, that's not my name. This is an amazing transformation. This reminds me so much of like Werewolf in Paris. It's just like as the transformation goes, that's so cool.
Yeah,
Have it
it's John
all in
Dillard.
one frame.
Yeah, John Dillard did that, and that's an homage to like the Incredible Hulk 353.
Oh yeah.
I'm a big Hulk guy, so I tried to assemble a pretty good team. Like I got a lot
Yeah.
of good artists.
Oh, look, here he is.
Yeah,
The Inquisitor.
yeah.
Don't eat that.
Yeah.
No, can you say no thank you to that? I really
Yeah.
don't want that.
Mhm. But they're vanilla.
What?
He's like, but they're vanilla.
Like, we have cookies.
Yeah.
Don't you want a flesh cookie? No.
Yeah.
I don't want flesh cookies. Cool. Stretch goals. Tell me about him.
That was the Inquisitor right there. It's gonna be a card at 7,500
Oh, all right. Cool.
and 10K. It was classified. We
Classified.
still might get there. I kind of like combined all the campaigns last time to give everybody the stretch goal, so people don't feel left out.
Yeah.
But both of the Fund My Comic comes with both of these stickers for all physical stuff. You can buy the old Nancy chibi sticker and for $1. And we still have some merchandise. We got the beer koozie. It says,
Oh, nice.
I drink and I read comics. What do you do? With the South River Studios logo. And then you get like a little unit patch that like Lucas wears on his sleeves. And then a magnet.
Nice. $10 merch pack. Wait, I didn't get to there yet. Hold on. Meet the team. There's you, editor Lee Bryan. Oh, you put your editor second. You're so nice.
Mm,
Usually editors are booted to the end.
no.
Pencils, inks, color, and letters. You got a full team, man. How do you
Yep.
deal with all those hats? It's like you got to deal with all of those
Well,
people.
luckily, the colorist and the inker have worked together before. Like he recommended the colorist,
Gotcha.
and normally when he's done with the inks, he'll just send me a file, so I could just like go to Dropbox and I'll put all the pencils in a folder, then I'll put all the inks in a folder, and then all the colored stuff in a folder. And so he'll send it to me, and he's like, I send it to Diego, and then he'll send me like 3 versions of something sometimes, and be like, well, which one do you like the best? And then we'll discuss it or whatever. And then if I got something for Diego, it's pretty seamless. But with pencils, he has worked with my inker. My inker is my anchor. Like he has pretty much helped me through this in the first issue. Like told me, is like, well, this is not how you make a comic book, or like you can't do this at this point and stuff like that. Like normal production stuff. And
Yeah.
they both really believe in the project. The penciler was like, yeah, he actually was like, sent me an email. It's like, I've been doing this since like 2013, and I haven't had scripts like this that are like where I don't really have to ask you any questions.
That's awesome.
So
Artists love
it's
that,
going.
yo.
I know. He's like, just tell me what to draw, because sometimes you don't want to like be like, and I'll leave it up to interpretation. Sometimes I'll be like, say, fight scene or smashes into tree, and then I'll put go nuts or something like that. Like, do what you want to do. Like, make it as dynamic as you
Yeah.
can. Like, throw logs if you have to. I don't care. So
I only laugh because I'm the opposite, because I used to choreograph fight scenes. So those are my
yeah,
favorite parts to write. My artist is typically like, Laurie, we can't show all that.
yeah,
Come
yeah,
on.
yeah.
It's fun. Yeah,
But I mean,
fight
if I
scenes.
do have a specific thing, like I will, if I have to, I'll sketch it out for him. I'm like, no, this is the pose I meant.
Yeah.
And he was like, that's not what you wrote. Because we had a tiff one time. And he was like, yeah, but that's not what you wrote. It says across the room. I was like, oh, that's not what I meant. And the pose, like his hand, wow. It's like, you know what? Give me an hour, because I was at work, and I was like, on my break, I was like, took a picture of my phone. I was like, this.
Damn it.
And he was like, yeah, that makes more sense. It was like, yes, that's hard to write to tell you. And he's like, well, in the future, if you have something specific, you can do that for me. I was like, okay, great. So
Yeah,
it does help being able to draw.
it does.
Yeah.
And for me, I usually I'll try to get one of my friends to fall down. Like, okay, we're gonna turn the camera on. We're gonna practice a fight scene. We're gonna video it
Yeah.
from like 2 different angles, and I'm gonna send it to my artist things.
Right. Yeah.
Like, this is what I meant. Because it's like, for me, I'm like, it's a backhand speed punch. You're gonna wrist hack, and then you're gonna block here and this, that. And he's like, I don't know what any of that means.
Yeah.
I tried
Yeah.
putting some knitting things into this next issue. One of the his mom knits. So I was
Yeah.
like, oh, and it looks like this. And he was like, I don't have any idea what knitting is. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll send you pictures.
Yeah. I did the same thing with like some exterior shots, because like when they go pick up Carl, he's living in the middle of the woods, obviously. So you got to go down like I live in Virginia, like these country roads and with like trees and stuff specific to around here. So I'm just going down the road, and like here, like my wife's I'm like,
Yeah.
and so I sent that to him. I was like, all right, when they're driving down, I want an overhead scene of this. So, I guess nobody
Yeah.
else would notice that, it would be wrong if he just made it up, but I would notice, and people locally be like, man, they don't have those trees here. They don't do
Right.
those.
No,
Listen,
people
you can
notice.
draw a
Like,
jungle.
we have in issue 1, there is a horse. And I've had lots of people tell me inaccuracies that we drew in with the horse, because neither my artist or myself are horse people. But
Yeah,
they're like, they would never do this. And I'm like, oh, okay.
I know.
So it comes
Just,
up,
yeah,
It's like, ooh, I guess we needed to research more.
yes, I know.
So cool. $70 USD gets you the amazing box sequel. I'm looking over
Mhm.
here, guys. So yet another collector's box. So this is still available. Yes, it is.
Mhm.
What are we getting this?
You get all 3 copies, all 3 covers of issue 2, which is like the Bedger cover, the werewolf cover, and the wraparound, which is the art for the top of the box. The pinup
Cool.
that I colored, the trading card set, both the stickers, the acrylic standee, the cat, and that metal print.
Nice. And I love how
All in a
people are
nice little
doing
collector's
custom
box.
boxes now. I need
Yeah.
to get in on that game too. Those are cool. I like it.
And you can get issue 1 doing a reprint, like it's a flip cover edition, so I only had 2 covers on the first issue, which I think 3 covers is like for a floppy. I think that's for me that's good to go. But I don't ever
Mhm.
want to go because they cost money. But
Mhm.
so you get both covers. You just flip it around old Marvel style, and there's the other cover, and you get issue 1. And that's only $10 plus
Nice.
shipping. It's like $8 shipping US flat rate. But if you get issue 2 with it, you can use a promo code here for $6 off your total order.
Nice.
So you can get issue
Mhm.
1 and say issue 2 for like I don't know, $41. I'm not
Oh,
great
so
with that.
wait. So and I've never used Fund My Comic as a
Yeah.
platform. So you can use coupon codes when
Yep.
you're checking out?
Mhm.
Cool. I like that.
So for like $33, my bad. Like 12 plus 21 is 33, right? Yeah. You can get one of the first two covers for $33 and issue 1 for just $33, and that includes shipping. I know it sounds
Oh,
like a lot, but
but no, it's
it's
2 books and
it's
then all the stuff, right?
it's not.
And
You're only
shipping.
yeah. Yep.
I love this. You have to say low shipping rate if you want just the first bundle, but you don't want the version of issue 2 and don't want to commit to that much money. We get it.
I know, man, because some people have been actually buying the digital copy of issue 1 and getting the wraparound cover because it's $2 more, but it's worth it because it's a wraparound cover and it's awesome.
It is awesome. That is so
And
cool.
that's selling more than all of them. I've
38
sold more of that
backers.
cover. Yeah, I've sold
Wow.
more of that one than I have the other 2.
Heck
That's a
yeah, man.
fact. Marketing as well.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah.
So it's just business. But my goal, I put out a tweet months ago. Like my goal is to on the next campaigns to knock everything down to $10. I
Mm-hmm.
don't want a floppy being more than $10. And
Mm-hmm.
if I do it and a couple other people do it, then everybody has to do it. You're not
Damn
gonna sell
it.
any books. Would you rather lower your price? It was told to me is like, would you rather sell 50 copies of something for $15 or 100 copies of something for $10?
Yeah, it just makes sense. And
So,
then this is a naked cover, so no trade dress on this,
oh
Oliver?
no, I just haven't put them on yet.
Oh, okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
they'll have trade dress.
I gotcha.
I just haven't updated those pictures. I
I
haven't.
feel ya.
I
Man,
have a mock.
people don't get how much work it is to build these campaigns where it's, like, so much information and trying to put things nice and make sure you include everything and then add all the images, and they have to be a different size than your regular image and da 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 da. It's a lot of work just to build all the different tiers, you know?
Hmm.
Touche, Pops. He's like, "There's people selling $5 books. I really love $5 books."
I do too. But
Dude, I feel you. If we could all do $5 and
yeah, but if you're buying a $5 book on Fund My Comic, it's still you still got to pay shipping, and the shipping's more than the book. But I get it. I understand.
I mean, I get it. If we could all hit our goals and have the prices be as low as
Yeah.
possible, we would.
Because the goal is to grow the audience in the second book, and then the third book you drop the price. That brings those people back for sure, hopefully,
Oh,
and then you grow with that because they're like, oh, it's only $10, and and then it just keeps rolling.
yeah,
Like, I don't have any interest in pitching this to Netflix or anything like that. This is for my own pleasure.
right.
Although if Mark Miller called and said Dark Horse might put you on a imprint, then we would talk.
Right.
'Cause
You're
I
like,
think
I
Mark
wouldn't
Miller.
say no
I
to
wouldn't say
that.
no. I wouldn't say no to him. I don't
Gotcha.
think it's Dark Horse Image. Maybe I don't know. I pitched it to them just to mark it off a bucket list.
Yeah.
Like,
I just
yeah,
did
some
the same.
Image. Yeah.
I had Davey Lee on my show a couple weeks ago, and he was talking about like making a professional pitch and what's supposed to be in it and how you format it and all that. So it was just good timing because I was ready to repitch, and I was
Mhm.
like, oh, I'm doing this all wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So cleaned up my pitch, made it look nice, and then sent it out. I think it did like Image and Dark Horse and Scout were the 3. Boom doesn't take. Alterna was off the list. They're like no longer taking submissions. So we'll see.
Yeah.
But again, same thing. Like it's not going to stop me from doing anything. I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing.
Like Mad Cave, I've seen those at some indie shops. Or it's
Yeah.
at comic shops that indie. Like mine, I was like, oh man, mine's right above Mad Cave. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
But I sold, I think maybe like 20 copies or something to a local comic shop, and I went back to put up the flyer for issue 2 with the QR code. And I was like, well, how'd it do? Like, oh yeah, we sold out of those like quick because it was I guess right before Halloween, maybe. No,
Nice.
it was July, so no. But still, sell a horror book in July, awesome.
Yeah.
Anytime, like it wasn't. I didn't have the Halloween bump, but
Doc has a good point. You miss all the shots you don't take.
that's
So
true, man.
same thing. You just gotta send it out into the world and see. Sometimes it's about who's on the other end, accepting the pitches and if they have time or how many they got
Mm-hmm.
that day. And you know what I mean? Sometimes it's just right place and right time.
Yeah.
So you never know.
Yeah.
Get all 6 issues of the Mythicals for $60, man.
Oh yeah, I have a black and white
That's
edition on this too, like as an add-on. It's got a sketch
Ooh.
cover on the back, so people like to do that and take those to conventions and stuff.
Yeah.
So, and
That
plus
you
the
can
line
definitely
art, like
fix.
the inks are awesome.
Yeah, I mean, if a book can stand on its own as a black and white and in color, that's
Yeah,
amazing.
because even Everson, the inker, he was saying, he's like, I would normally recommend this for many books I worked on, but you should do a black and white edition of this one after we fulfill.
Mhm. I've been asked to do my whole series in black and white, and I was just like, "No." I was like, "I love you
I
guys, but I don't
mean,
wanna print another book."
yeah,
Like, I'm already
yeah.
printing so much. I'm like, "No, I don't wanna do that too." God bless you. Our issue 1 is in black and white right now. Enjoy it.
Mm,
Uh, $8 will get you a PDF download. These are great for, international, uh, backers because
yep.
they wanna participate too, and it's like, sometimes I can't afford the $45 shipping. Something ridiculous.
Yeah, I've been selling those like crazy on Kickstarter.
Yeah. Kickstarter is a good place for that. There's a lot of international people that will
Yep.
find you there. Here's the black and white as an add-on only. This is cool.
And that's the first page reveal of the
Wow.
Inquisitor there.
Yeah, look at him, man. Yikes.
That's why it works is black and white.
Yeah, it does. You can add on the trading card set number 2, where you get to add on, these are metal or no? Yes,
Just the middle one.
gotcha. So the werewolf is the metal card. Cool. They're still
Naturally.
cool. I haven't done those yet. No additional shipping because you can get the merch pack. We talked about this one. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then for $1, you get a chibi sticker. Nice. She does air or water too. Look at that.
Oh, we'll
Yeah,
see.
or is that a spoiler?
It might be a spoiler.
Then I won't say nothing.
Eventually, she'll build up to the elements, all of them.
Gotcha. I was like, because we got earth, fire is what we
Yeah.
showed at first. And this is either air or water or both. Cool. Oh, she's floating. So then that's the
Yeah.
air. Very cool. She's an elemental. $200. Get the original pencils. Wow.
That's page 1.
Yeah. Where Samuel speaks for the first time. That's definitely a collector right there.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was sold out. $200 of the, which one? Page 3.
Yeah.
And you still have an option to get drawn in. I love those.
That's done, I think.
Oh, it says choose. It lets me choose it. Yeah, I could still do it.
Oh, well, I might have to edit. I might have to edit
Oops.
that shit.
You're only supposed to have one of those, eh?
Yeah.
Whoopsies. I
Well,
mean,
they did an
ooh,
upgrade, a site upgrade, so it might have dropped it.
gotcha. And check this out, people. If you are not familiar with Fund My Comic and you are much more familiar with Kickstarter, as I am, there's a campaign here too. Check it out. We're going to send you this link. Do the short one. We'll drop this in the chat. Is this a different commercial or same commercial?
Oh, same one.
Gotcha. But I love how this is Demetrius's cover here. It's always so hard to pick what you're going to use for that initial image. You know what I mean? So when people pull you up, this is what pops up is this image right here. Here's the link, peeps, if you want to head over to the Kickstarter. And you're at this weird number. It's 1,111 and 33 backers. It's very poetic and like equal and symmetrical, but someone needs to go mess this up.
I know. Yeah.
Because it's too perfect. So someone needs to go back it. Ooh. This one's different. Check it out. So is this
Oh yeah, that's exclusive.
yeah. The print is what size?
Like a comic book size. Like a little mini print.
She has Hojo on her arm.
I know. He added that. I didn't even notice that until like after I got it. I was like, did you tattoo my name on his? He was like, you bet your ass I did.
That's amazing. Here we are with the interior pages. I mean, the setup is going to be pretty much the same, peeps, but I love the exclusives on the different platforms.
Yeah, I
you
got
still
one for you
get
to
the
go
werewolf. Tell me about this character again. You said something about her not being allergic, but why?
Oh, that's the cat.
The
talking
werewolf.
the whole time. Yeah, no, the cat's talking about it. He said, "I hope she's not allergic," and then that's when he pops up. He's like, "Back at right meow," like he hopes she's not allergic to cats.
Gotcha. I would like because I mean she looks like reptilian, so people aren't usually allergic, but so she's ancient. You said Thessalonian?
Yeah, it was like before the United Greece.
Yeah.
So she was turned into a siren years and years and years ago, but over time, she has each issue. Like in the future, each character will get an issue like to the unto themselves, like kind of like with a TV show. Like if you got a team book, everybody will get some some revelations on the character in an issue. So she gets her own little backstory filler, and she gained the ability to turn back into human form, and so now she's with level M, like with the rest of everyone, because she's got nowhere else to go. Like it's a team book, but it's also like a found family. Like they work with each other, but they still have to hang out with each other because they got nowhere else to go.
Gotcha. Makes sense when you're however many years old as she is.
Yeah.
And it's like you can't really hang out in society. Like you said, she keeps having to reinvent herself
over and over.
Yeah. How annoying.
Yeah.
This also kind of reminds me of Hellboy.
Yeah, that's what people keep saying, but I never read it. I just saw the movie actually a couple years after this was over.
I mean, all the characters are different.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, like just the concept of having this weird society that fights abnormal things.
Mm-hmm.
See, and then down here, we also recommend these other things that are similar but different. Let's see here. PDF. Ooh. Cover A. I like the pictures on this one too. Who took these? These are nice.
Which ones?
Just your like the angle.
Yeah, those are I haven't updated those to because I built this after I built Fund My Comic.
Gotcha.
The campaign. I need to plug those pictures into
more busy work.
Yeah.
Oh, would you like me to do that? Here, we'll do that real quick. Ready? Do.
Just back it already.
Yeah, I love these boxes. These are really cool too. Collector boxes left from the first campaigns. We're combining with the stuff from the new one to stuff that box.
Mm.
We need a like 2-second commercial with Brad Pitt going, "What's in the box?"
I know. I did that a couple times on the first campaign. When I actually built one and then I took all the stuff out of it and set it next to it. And I teased it the whole day. I was like, the box reveal will be later. And I was like, what's in the box?
It's either that or the Saturday Night Live one where it's like, first step you put a hole in the box.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
And there's 2. How many are left? 2 backers. It says 1. So this was a max
got
of
one
3.
left. Yeah. Got
Yeah.
one left.
Someone go snag that. It has everything in it.
Mm-hmm. You got caught up completely and you'll be pretty full until the next box rolls around.
So let me ask you this. So right now we're on issue 2.
Mm-hmm.
Issue 3. Any ideas ETA on that one or?
It's probably gonna be like July. I'm gonna take a
Yeah.
little bit of a break after this because this constant campaigning and chilling. I've been at this pretty much since the end of November, but it's just about a year now.
Oh,
Constant.
wait, so you're doing Fund My Comic and then you're doing how many days? 36 days or something on Kickstarter?
Yeah, I think they have there's 30 something days left, and then Indiegogo will open up the middle of January. Yeah.
So then do you just do marketing and do shows the entire 90 some odd days?
No. I kind of did on the first one, but now I can take my time. I don't have to hit it so hard. Because
Gotcha.
I can supplement it with just going into a chat of somebody's show, and then somebody will drop a link, and I'm like, oh well, thank you, appreciate it, and I'll stick around, have some conversation, and then dip out and go
I
send
can
out
just
100 tweets.
What?
And then go send out 100 tweets. So
God.
yeah, you gotta get on it. You gotta stay on it, and that's kind of like with mine. I hit it so hard in the first one, and it was successful that I was like, guess what? I just fulfilled in March and April. All the books were, I don't know, July, August, something like that. The last of my books went out in August, and I was like, oh, by the way, issue 2 is coming in middle of October, and everybody's like, what? And then I already had some art made up. I was like, oh, here's going to be a cover, and people were like, holy shit. And so that helped build some hype.
Goes.
Yeah.
It's like
when people were like, oh, we've been waiting a year for the next whatever. I was like, well, here you go. You can wait 2 months, and here we go.
It's like when you're waiting for that print. It's like the format in print is happening. It's like your artist is not doing anything. Hey, bud, what you working on?
Yeah.
Want to get the next one?
Yeah. And so, it might have been a mistake to do it so close to Christmas, but I think it was a pretty good response so far. It's not, and once, this will go into storefront mode, Fund My Comic, and it'll, I guess, say X amount raised in the campaign, then they put another total at the bottom. I don't know I think Indiegogo does that. I can't remember. But anyway, after that, it'll just go into storefront mode. You can just come here, back the book, and when I start shipping, you'll still be on the list, and we'll go. I think everybody knows with Indiegogo and Fund My Comic, when they say this is the last night, anybody who's ever backed anything there knows it's not the last night. It goes the in-demand feature, and well, with Kickstarter, that's it.
Right.
That's what I like about that. My only gripe with Kickstarter, and I know you know what I'm about to say.
The money, you don't get it up front. That's so hard. It's like with Indiegogo, it's like at least they pull the money from the credit card when they back.
That's what I'm talking about. If your card's declined right there, guess what? You don't get a book in the end.
Kickstarter, it's like you have to wait until the end, and then just doesn't go through.
Because people get an
Um,
alert like, "Oh, I didn't wanna really back that. Let me go take that money back." I don't
yeah.
like that either. That's the main thing.
I had a
Everything other
friend of
than that,
mine
like, I'm good with Kickstarter. Like, I
I
got
had a
no
friend of mine that closed up his last campaign not too long ago and like $700 dropped.
Oh, mine was I had a box. I was selling them for, like, total just $5 less than what this one is, and somebody I'm talking the last 10 minutes pulled a box out, and it was like $85, 80 bucks or what it was like $80. I'm like, I was at a
Yeah.
stoplight, and I must have looked like I was having a stroke because I was hitting the steering wheel. I was like,
I
I was
just I
so
just
mad.
oh, and that's so terrible. It's like in my last campaign too, like the very last day it was like we had a $6,500 stretch goal and like we went past it and then someone canceled and we went past it and then someone canceled and we went past and it's just like back and forth all day and I was like, are people getting this stretch goal or not? Like I would really like them to. It was like, if y'all could stop canceling shit on my
Yeah.
Kickstarter in the last 6 hours, that would be great.
I'm
But it's just
curious,
hard.
like, how many are gonna drop off, like, a couple days before Christmas.
It's always Kickstarter too. So I in 34 days to go. I don't know. Because that takes you past Christmas, so
I
people will
know, but
forget.
people are gonna realize at the last minute, be like, "Oh, wait, I need that $20.
But
Christmas is
it's not
tomorrow."
out of their account until
Yeah.
so they'll do it like the last 2 days is when it all like
Yeah.
just goes to
I hate
shit.
it. God, I hate it, man. Like, I told my wife, I was like, "I don't even wanna look at it that day." She's like,
No.
"You will." I'm like, "Yeah, I will." But, I don't want to. So,
I know.
but it's doing well, I think, for, like, barely I mean, this is all algorithm pretty much. Like, I funded in the first, I think maybe 4 days, and then there was nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing for, like, almost a week, and then I went on a show with a lady maybe last Sunday or Sunday before, and it started to tick up ever since because I think she backs a lot of projects, and you know how, like, you get that
Mhm.
alert, such and such just backed this, you're like, "Well, what is that?" And then you click on it, like, "Oh, damn."
Right. Sometimes it's all you need is that word of mouth to have people like
Yeah.
actually come check it out, which is good. It's great to find that, those shows because I do a lot of shows as well. It's like some shows you're on there and like it's just crickets. And other
Yeah.
times you go on and people are like, this is freaking sweet. And then it just takes off. So it's just luck of finding the right show,
Oh,
getting
yeah.
on there, getting in front of the right people. So do you have plans to do like trade paperback at some point with some of your issues, or are you going to wait until 13 and do like an omnibus? Like, what are you thinking that way? Because
I mean,
that
why not
floppies
do
are
both,
cool.
really?
Floppies are great. People also like trade paperbacks.
Oh, yeah, trades, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I buy trades.
Hmm.
Especially if it was a storyline that I couldn't afford at the time or
Right?
didn't pay attention to. Like, remember I bought I was a couple issues shy of like the Batman Court of Owls, and I bought the trade. No shame in that.
No.
I might do like a limited run of the like after this on the next campaign, like issue 1 and 2, make that into a trade,
Okay.
or just the first 3 issues. Like, I don't know, a trade with just 2 issues is lame. So, but I would probably maybe do the first 3 or 4 issues collecting a trade for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
An
What if you do
omnibus at the end,
4?
I don't know because that's uncharted territory for all of us.
I know. I know. I think the first one will get there will be Carissa Grant, who turns out an issue every 2 months.
I feel like, yeah, yeah.
She'll be like, I have 300 issues in this one omnibus. I'll be like, girl, just kidding.
Mm.
Yeah, but I can't imagine. We just got what did my husband unbox the other day? It was Black Science. It was 3 big, I don't know if you call them trade paperback, graphic novel, or omnibus. They were fat. There's 3
Yeah,
of them about
wow.
this big.
Oh
And I
my.
was like, that's insane. But that was such a great run. That's Image.
Mm.
So, but
Yeah.
I was
Oh
like,
yeah. I know that. Yeah.
Black
Yeah.
Science,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
where
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
go through the portal and it's kind of like multiverse-ish.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Um, I thought that was a good series. I dropped off somewhere. I don't remember where. So now I don't know if it's done at this point, but I mean, I can't imagine having like a book this big of my own. That would be really cool.
I
Yeah,
know.
someday.
Yes. because I have the Sandman, like the it's not the
Yeah.
omnibus, but it's like the it's like three. It's like these big leather bound
Yes, those are on
editions
my
or
Amazon
whatever.
wish list.
I only have the first one, but
Uh,
man, like to have my book in that kind of format or something like that, like because it's gorgeous. Like just
yeah,
the book, not the interiors, and just the book itself is gorgeous.
yeah, yeah. And it's like I fell into some weird book talk on TikTok, but not like indie books, more like people um making covers for books. So they like rip
Hmm.
off the soft, like if it's a paper soft cover, but they rip it off and then they make their own hardcover and binding for it. And I'm like,
Oh wow,
oh, can you
wow,
imagine having someone do like a custom hardcover
yeah,
leather bound for your book?
yeah, that's cool. Hmm.
Someday.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That would be really awesome. Got to find someone to do that. Maybe I'll just learn how to do it myself. I'll do
Yeah,
it.
that's usually what I figure out. Like, yeah, I'll just do it myself.
Right? That's me too. I'm like, I will just do this. It would be a good skill to have.
Yeah, because I mean, I brew beer too. This is
Do you?
another little hobby. Yeah, yeah.
That's what I was wondering. Someone was on like, I heard there was a master brewer on here.
Oh yeah, my friend Jay. Yeah, yeah. I got a medal right there.
Cool. What kind of beers do you brew, man?
I can do them all. I don't do sours because you got to have like all my brewing equipment would have to be separate for that.
Ah.
Because of like the you got to basically introduce a fungus. Yeah, yeah. Like if you see sour beer fermenting or whatever, like oh this tastes great. Like yeah, well there's a layer of mold on it like that. Like they have to stick the stuff underneath there and siphon it out.
Grody. I
Yeah,
never did
yeah.
well with sours
I
anyway.
don't
They're
like it.
not my
No,
favorite.
no. Like I do. I have a white IPA on tap right now that I did.
Nice.
Won't be there much longer. Like it's I don't drink it that much. I try not to because
Yeah.
it's good. It's accessible. It's good. And when I come down here, I'm looking at it right now. Like I'm
Yeah.
10 feet from a tap of my own beer. It's kind of hard to say no.
You're like, it's
Yeah,
12:32. It's
yeah,
afternoon. Does
yeah.
that
I had to
count?
save it for like Thanksgiving, or we had like a little like a party or something with all our kids and their parents or whatever. We're friends with
Yeah.
our, you know, so yeah, I had to have the beer flowing. She's like, "You better not drink any." I was like, so for like 8 days, I was just sitting there and like, ugh.
Like I have to save
So
it for the party?
yeah, I know. So,
Oh,
but
and I'm
you
sure
know, I
they
could pretty much brew anything. Like that medal was for like a barrel aged stout.
really
Yeah, like I had a
barrel
hack.
aged?
Yeah, like yeah, I don't have obviously I don't have a whiskey barrel, and I'm not gonna put 50 gallons in there. But I take let's see right now, like
I was like,
these
"Do you
right
have
here.
a barrel? Is it wooden barrel?"
No, I take this right here. Like these, you can get them at Lowe's or something. It's like
Yeah,
for
yeah.
barbecue. I just took that and soaked it in some like whiskey for about 2 weeks, and then put that inside the fermenter after the beer was done, and it kind of like absorbed all that flavor, extracted all that
Yeah.
flavor, and then I bottled it up and let it set for 9, 10 months or something like that. Then I entered the competition. I got second place.
Nice. Congrats.
Yeah, and that was 3 years ago. I think I still have one or two of them left. I haven't
Yeah.
kind of been scared to drink it, but it's like 10% alcohol, man.
God.
Yeah,
You're like, you can have like one finger and that's it.
yeah,
Not
yeah.
too
It's
much.
like a double, or a Russian Imperial Stout is what they call it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I called it Russian collusion, and like it was like during COVID.
Yeah.
So like when they did like an online reading of the winners, and then when they said the name like Russian collusion, everybody was like, "Arr." Like, they didn't like the name. I was like, they probably wanted to give me first, but they were like, no, 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 no. Mm-mm. He's not getting first. So, at
You're
least
like,
that's what I tell
Imperial
myself.
Star, we named it ISIS. I don't know.
Yeah,
No?
yeah,
Too much?
yeah, yeah. It was good though.
What did Carrie say? It's okay for us to have beer as long as it's 5.3 somewhere. If it's 5:30 here in the UK, have a beer
Mm.
for us Brits. There you go.
I
So
would
it's
if I
always
could.
past 5 o'clock somewhere.
Yes.
So
Yep.
Brewing beer, that would be fun. I don't know if I have enough room to put all the equipment. I already do I do baking. I make macaroons, bread, pie, that kind of stuff.
Oh man, I made a hold on a second, I'll show you on my phone. Dude, I made like this gigantic like an apple lattice pie for Thanksgiving.
Woo! I do lattice work on my pies too, and everybody's like, "Why?"
It was a lot harder
It's
than I thought it would
beautiful.
be at first. Yeah. Cutting the strips evenly was the problem at
It's the
first.
hard part, yeah. I just got a new rolling pin that has like the
Like that's I don't know
oh,
if you can see if that's a
beautiful.
glare. Yeah.
Beauteous.
Yeah. Yeah. I do
I
cinnamon rolls
oh,
on Christmas time. Like that's what we do. Like we get up, we open presents, and while we're doing all that, because it takes a while, because the cinnamon rolls are like that tall,
yes.
and so as soon as we get up before like the kids or whatever, she'll just cut the oven on, put the cinnamon rolls in, they bake, and like
Um,
you wake up to cinnamon rolls. Like how's that awesome? Is that is a childhood memory to wake up to
oh,
cinnamon
yeah.
rolls and opening up presents, and then when all that's done,
Time
like
for cinnamon roll.
bacon and cinnamon rolls. That's what it is.
Oh,
Oh
Lord.
yeah.
I wanna do
Mhm.
that. I just got into some sourdough myself. You know, everybody did, like, sourdough over the
Oh, okay.
pandemic,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
and that wasn't me. I wasn't, like, in on the trend, apparently.
I got into pizza, making
Pizza,
pizza.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's, like, pandemic trends, quarantine
Yeah. Oh
trends.
yeah. Oh
And
yeah.
I missed the whole thing with sourdough, but, my friend just recently went to a sourdough class, and she brought me some of her starter, and I was just like, "Alright." So I guess I'm in this cult now because that's what it is.
I know.
But I was like, you can use sourdough discard for, like, anything." So I'm gonna look up some cinnamon roll with the sourdough
Oh
starter, would be
nice.
probably be awesome.
Oh yeah.
She has converted me over to a chocolate chip cookie dough using sourdough starter, and they are the best chocolate chip
Oh.
cookies I have ever had. Oh, so
My
ch
mother-in-law, she makes it with like vanilla pudding mix, and so they're all nice and chewy, and so they're so good. Like we did it for the scouts, like and we sold out of them. Like we sold them, and this couple, like I think, ate them. She's like, "Oh my god!" I heard them go, "Oh my god, go get some more of these." And
right?
so,
That's
like
how
we
you
sold out
know.
of the cookies. Yeah.
I sell my cookies too, and I was like, "These are the best chocolate chip cookies you will ever have." And I'm like, "You have to eat them and come back, and if you disagree with me, you just let me know." And they always
Yeah.
come back and they're like, "No, I need to buy another box." And I'm like,
Well, apparently with the beer, like it's this, you can take the spent green, because I use green. I don't use syrup.
"Yeah?
And after the green is like they call it spent green. You can like dogs and stuff love it. You can make like dog cookies out of it. I just don't have the time or the inclination to sit there on it and cut them into like, because you
Yeah,
obviously I would have to go all out and make them into like bone
bone
shapes.
shaped."
Yeah, but the brewery, like supply store I used to go to, now he doesn't do the supplies anymore. He just does the regular microbrew and like bar part.
Yeah.
He used to sell the little dog treats, and like this lady,
Cute.
she's like, every time he has them out, I'll buy all of them are out there, because my dog just will devour them.
I did not know you could do that. That's
Oh yeah.
amazing. What's this? So glad you make normal things. I heard about dump cake. I thought it was a joke. Dump
Oh
cake is
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Um, for you know what I mean? When you're just like, you want no hassle. For those of you who are not don't know what dump cake is or what Carrie's referring to, it's basically you pour like a box of cake mix into you spray the pan, you put that in,
Hmm.
you put like cherry pie filling on top, you put butter on top, and then you bake it. You don't mix it up. You don't
Nope.
do anything. You like poke holes in
Just
the
dump it on there.
and you just dump it in and you bake it and it turns out amazing. So it's great. I was actually thinking about starting a YouTube playlist where it's like I did one of these already. One of my girlfriends was interested. I was making cheese for I make like pierogi and I make like I was doing ravioli filling, so I made cheese from scratch.
Oh
But
man, I've always wanted. I told my wife I was always wanting to make cheese.
it's just a simple farmer's cheese. It's not hard. So it's not like, cheddar or like an
Yeah,
aged
like
anything.
was it Baby Bell or something, like those little things? Those are like, that's like farmer's cheese.
Pretty much, pretty
Yeah.
much. And it's just milk and you boil it and you put vinegar in it and that's it. It separates and that's it. But it's creamier than like the farmer's cheese you would get at the store where they squeeze all the
Oh,
liquid
the
out of
water.
it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
So it's just basically dry curds at that point. But if you do it and it's fresh and it's like you don't have to put milk back into it. So that's what I was using I made pumpkin ravioli with sage butter, and then it was the farmer's cheese with black truffle garlic, blah blah.
Nice.
Anyway, but so I did a video and I was like, eat good food before you die. I was like,
Mm,
we should make a YouTube list together. We can make good food before you die, people.
yeah.
Just
Like,
put all your
man.
good recipes on there. It would be a great channel to watch. I'd watch a channel like that. Give me recipes of things I didn't think I could make at home, like beer and cheese. You never
Yep.
thought, macaroons are hard. I don't know
I
if I'll
know.
put
I've
macaroons on.
I've seen them struggle on MasterChef and Top Chef all the time.
Well, you have to because doing the cookie itself is not really the hard part. It's technical, but the hard part is the bake because it's specific to like your oven and your
Mm-hmm.
cookie sheet. And like I do like an air baked cookie sheet, and I have whatchamacallit, cookie mat,
Mm-hmm.
silicone
The
mat.
silicone one, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But you can use, like people use like the wax paper, not the wax paper,
Parchment paper.
parchment paper. Thank
Yep.
you. Brain stopped working. So, but the bake time changes all of that if you change out the paper for the silicone mat, if you change out the kind of cookie sheet that you use, and then it's all specific to your oven. So you'll have to really understand how all that works together and do it a few times and get it really dialed in, because 60 seconds will change the bake
Mm-hmm.
completely.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to do that in a kitchen that you haven't used before. It's just luck. If you
Yeah.
get it right.
They're good though. Well,
How many times did you have to make beer before you got it right? You know what I mean? Like trial and error.
I only had one that got infected. But say I'm on to creating my own recipes now. But I use
Yeah.
a program. I use a program called Beersmith. Like if I want a certain target, like an IBU or whatever, to make a certain bitterness level or a certain
Mhm.
alcohol level. But I just read a lot, and it took me probably the first bet. I lucked out. The first recipe I came up with, the one on my own, is like a what I call lawnmower beer. It's kind of it's light, it's a golden ale. It's crisp,
Nice.
refreshing, or whatever. I lucked out. That was really good. But on IPAs, they all tasted the same at the end. It had a certain
Mhm.
taste to it. It was I don't know. They all tasted the same. It was hoppy, but it was the same hop, even though I was using a different variety of hop.
Hmm.
But then I got into experimenting with different amounts at different times and temperatures. Like you just have to be able to refine it. All right, that worked. And I take notes every time I would create a batch. And the that white IPA that I did now, that's the second iteration. I already tried one because I can't brew. It takes a while to get them. You can be drinking an IPA. I can drink one, and since I keg and I don't have to put it in bottles, I can be drinking one in less than a month.
Mhm.
But if you bottle, you have to set and fill every individual bottle, and then fill it with this premixed solution of sugar and water to help it ferment again to create the carbonation. Because
Oh.
when fermentation basically is the yeast eats sugar, pees alcohol, and burps out CO2.
Sourdough bread right there.
That's what it does. That's
Right.
It's still
Fermentation.
fermentation. That's fermentation. Yeah.
Right.
So you want to create that CO2. The cap keeps all the CO2 in the bottle, and then the cold absorbs it into the liquid. But with
Interesting.
a keg, I just hook up a CO2 tank.
Yeah.
I'm good to go. I just need to cool it down. That's all.
Gotcha.
I built myself a fermentation chamber, man. I got into it there before I had children. I used to
That's
do 4
awesome.
batches a year, and now I'm down to 1, 2, something like that.
You ever have anything explode? Isn't that a thing with
If you
fermentation?
over carbonate it, or if you I have if I notice, it's going to be what they call a violent fermentation.
Uh-huh.
I've seen videos of some fermenting so much it almost shakes the fermenter. The bubbles are coming out so fast. But I just take a tube, and then take that tube and put it into a sanitizer water, and it'll blow off any excess foam. I've only had that happen once where I've had to use that, and that was with what they call a New England IPA.
Gotcha. I was gonna say, I thought I saw some video where someone was fermenting beer in their basement and exploded.
Oh yeah, I've
That
read
feeling.
horror stories about it. That's why I did everything I could to prevent it. Ugh,
Sure, your dog would love that. Like, woo!
he loves beer. Turns out I found out they're allergic to hops, so
Oh,
you're not really supposed to give dogs beer. He'll drink
mhm.
what they call the wort or whatever, like before it's fermented,
Gotcha.
because there's no hops in it. Like when it comes out, now it's because it's real sweet.
Then why
Like
do they I don't know, like, my dog we don't ever give my dog beer, but
yeah,
when you have an open beer, they're always like, "I would like this." They're always
yeah.
licking it. I'm like, "Stop." But
Hmm.
why are they after it if they're allergic? It's so
I don't
crazy.
know. I don't know.
It's like, "Here, eat this chocolate. You like this too? Bad
Well, it's
idea."
like I guess animal because it smells sweet and it tastes sweet. Like I think
Ah.
that's what they're after. Like same way with flies are all that are attracted to it. The fruit flies, man. That's why I got to have caps in the summertime to put on the tap ends, or else
Uh,
fruit flies will get up in there. It's gross.
no!
Yeah.
Talk about ruining a what happens if it's I mean,
Oh no, they just get caught up in there. So when you pour it, uh, when the beer comes out the stem, because when the
yeah,
tap's closed, they can't get up in the beer or anything.
okay.
But when you'll just pour it and then on the foam, you'll see a bunch of fruit flies. Awesome.
Extra
Yep.
protein?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Protein beer.
Yep.
Found a new market. That's hilarious.
But yeah, I mean, I make beer and I got into the pizza thing. I got a pizza stone. I make all my dough, and I got a really good pizza video. Um, yep.
Do any
And
barbecue?
yeah, but I'm not real big into it like my friends. Like I don't have a smoker or anything like that. I make ribs sometimes. I grill. We do grill a lot just because it's fast and easy. Even when
Yeah.
if it's 30 degrees outside and it's not snowing, I'll grill.
I think smoking is another one where it's like people get really into it,
And I
and it's the
smoke
same
everything.
thing. Like you got to spend time making bad barbecue before you figure out
I
good
know.
barbecue.
Yeah. Like, check this out. Like, what's this? Smoked Lucky Charms, bro. Like, no, that's a little over the line. I don't need all that.
Lucky Charms?
Yeah.
Someone's doing that?
No, but I'm just saying, like,
It's
people,
like, what?
like, that's just an example of what my idiot friends would do.
Oh, okay.
But
Well,
like,
everybody puts everything in the smoker. It's like,
yeah,
man, smoked cheese, smoked,
I
everything.
did have smoked blue cheese one time and that was really good. I like
Was it
blue.
good?
I'm a blue cheese guy. But,
Yeah.
and smoked trout. I love smoked trout.
Hmm.
I'm from like the East Coast and like trout is like, it's everywhere, like every river pretty much. So
Yeah.
it's good.
I'm not much
But
of a
no, like,
trout person. Smoked
oh,
Twinkies. Are
yeah,
you kidding me?
no, I think he's talking about what comes before this Twinkies.
I'm from Texas. We don't smoke the Twinkies here.
It's
We
just
deep
brisket.
fry them.
Yeah,
Chocolate bars and batter. Yeah, I mean, yeah, here in Texas too. It's like if you can deep fry it, they've done it.
yeah, yeah. I went to the Georgia State Fair when I was doing training down there, and I had deep fried Twinkies, deep fried Oreos, and it's
Someone just had deep fried
turkey.
butter at a stand. Like, come on.
Oh man, I don't know if
You
I could do
do
that.
hate your body that much.
I know. Mm-mm. But no, there's this website like I got all this bacon stuff from. It's called the Food Charlatan and
Oh.
Sally's Bacon. Like those are my two go tos. Like if I think of something.
You know what we need to do next is have a cookbook that relates to the mythicals.
Nah,
They do
that'd
them
be
all the
cool.
time. You can get like Game
Yeah,
of Thrones cookbook,
I have a
Harry Potter
Sopranos.
cookbook.
I have a Sopranos
Do
cookbook.
you?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
have a Hobbit cookbook. You know what I mean? Like
Oh,
we should
that's
totally
cool.
do a mythicals and we'll do a path. I don't know. Path of the Pale Rider cookbook might be difficult because things
Yeah,
don't die anymore. So
yeah.
there's like no meat.
Oh my God, everybody
Mythicals, like
has to
what are
be a
they eating?
vegetarian.
Huh?
Everybody has to be a vegetarian in your world.
It's terrible. Eat meat, but still moves. Won't eat it.
Oh man, I would just tell people put me out of my misery. But like, I just can't. I can't. Mushrooms, not steak.
Yeah.
Mm.
Mushrooms would actually probably be viable. Because the thing is like insects don't die either
Yeah.
because pesticides won't work. So they're eating all the crops. So even though everybody's a vegetarian, there's still a giant food shortage because
Oh,
you can't stop
nice.
the bugs from eating the crops.
Right,
So it's
right.
just bad. It's just bad all around. But
Mm,
mushrooms, I don't think too many things. Maybe you stumbled
pigs.
upon. Mushrooms are weird though, aren't they? They're actually closer to humans in
They,
the
sh-
like
they sure are.
genetic scheme than they are to vegetables.
Yeah, because they're a lot of them are carnivorous too.
Mm-hmm.
So
So when they say a mushroom tastes meaty,
they're full of
that's
shit.
dope.
No, I'm just kidding. No. They,
Madness cookbook. We could totally do that. A
there you
recipe
go.
from every series out there. That would be fun. I don't know. What would be a mythicals? What would they all drink together? Coffee, beer, champagne? Would they all have their
They're
own thing?
well. I would say Carl and Lucas. They're definitely beer drinkers. I would say Daniel too, because he's British. I guess he would have to be a beer drinker.
Yeah.
A Guinness guy, I would assume. But yeah, probably beer and probably pizza to be honest, because they can't go out and eat. They would have to order something.
Pizza's like the universal bring everybody together food, I think.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Because there's so many different versions and everybody likes pizza. It's like have a party, it's pizza.
Yeah, I feel
So
like if you're a child, especially like if you don't like pizza, like all the other children are gonna look at you differently. Like something is wrong with you.
if it's pizza, yeah.
Yeah,
My
like I don't
kids
like
don't eat.
pizza, and they're like, "What
What's
did you
wrong with
say?
you?
What did you say?"
Yeah. Get out. No, I was
Yeah.
kidding. My kids don't eat macaroni and cheese or grilled cheese.
Oh, no problems
So
here.
I
I don't know. She made some macaroni and cheese or something, put like a crumble on top.
mm,
Man, they didn't like that stuff at all. Like
I
he
know,
just
or they
looked.
want like Kraft.
Yeah, I
Like,
hate it when he
no
just
what's
looks at
missing.
it before he even eats it. He's like, "Yuck." I'm like, "You better watch your mouth."
Like, you didn't even try it.
Yeah, I know, but I'm sure we were the same way.
Maybe. I'm sorry, what?
She's lying.
Carrie,
She's a liar.
please explain. I didn't even know that
I
was a
hope
thing. Can you do that? That's
I
like
don't know.
blasphemy. Don't put tuna on there. Someone else
Oh,
posted a picture with peas, like green peas and mayonnaise on a pizza. And I was like, this person
why?
is starting wars in their country.
Yeah, you don't belong. You're not one of us.
I was like, we're already arguing about freaking pineapple. We got to add peas
I
and
know. I
mayonnaise.
know. Yeah. Yeah, the pineapple on pizza crowd, they would just look at them and be like, "Did you hear what he said? Yeah, let's get him."
We can unite against the
Yeah,
green peas and mayonnaise
yeah.
group.
The only thing that'll bring us together from hate is more hate.
Is just shifting the hate in a different
Yeah,
direction.
yeah. We need to redirect. That's all you're doing is redirecting.
Well, this has been an interesting show. We talked about
Yeah,
nerd stuff, comics. You know, Hojo, I love the first part of the show where you were just speaking nerd. Where you were
yeah.
like
I
my
can't help
spidey
it.
sense was tingling. We were talking about all the like, different things that influenced you. It's just like pure nerd speak. And I was so happy, like, you know, to have someone on the show that is just fluent nerd
Yep,
came out.
I'm quite fluent. Yeah.
And just a reminder, everybody. Oh, Carrie. Tuna, sweet corn, red onions, and prawns. Lady, I don't know. That must be a cultural thing.
I've seen shrimp on a pizza before. We used to have it was almost like a designer. It didn't last long. A designer pizza place. It was called Sauced.
Yeah.
But they had this one. It was like a Thai pizza. It was like duck and peanut sauce and stuff like. I got down on that. That was good. And they did have one that had tiger prawns on it, and I'm just like, I don't think that's for me.
No. Carrie, next time you post your tuna pizza, please tag me so I can go look at it. I want to
Ugh.
see how it's done. Just so I can understand. Oh, come on. Tuna pizza is better than pineapple. I don't know. They seem neck and neck to me, lady. We're from Texas. We, barbecue and deep fry. Tuna on pizza is a weird concept for us out here. But just as a reminder, if you have not gone to see the Mythicals on Kickstarter or Fund My Comic, please go check them out. Back it. Let's help bring this baby to light. Remember, go back it. Go check it out. There's plenty of good stuff. You can get ketchup tears, acrylic stand-ups, beautiful artwork. This is where you want to be. You know what I mean? Get in on the ground floor, get those first issues, and then follow along for the ride. The links are here in the chat. Do. Give me a second to scroll. Here is the link for the Kickstarter, which is still going for another 34 days. The link for the Fund My Comic. And that is not it. This one. There we go. That's the Fund My Comic. That one's wrapping up. It's ending tomorrow at 9 p.m. Central. So
it ends tonight.
That one. Oh, it's tonight at 9 p.m. Central. My bad. Go
Eastern, I guess it'd be what is that, 10 for you guys? It's 1 o'clock for me.
I'm in it's almost 12 for me.
Okay, yeah. So
I'm in Central time, yeah. So go check it out.
8 p.m. Central and then tomorrow.
Yeah. Go check it out. Do you want to share any socials, Hojo, that people can follow you? They have a webpage, social media, Facebook group. Lay it on us.
Yeah, I'm on Facebook. South River Studios, where you would find me there. Twitter, HW Desper. Instagram, I guess that would be South River Studios too. I don't even remember what that is anymore. I don't post there that much, but it's there. If you want to find me there, I'll see you eventually.
Right. All right, buddy. That's the show. Join us next week for the 100th episode. I'm going to pull something out of my butt here because as a noob, never having a 100th episode before, I have no idea what I'm doing. But we'll figure it out, and it'll be a fun time. So come along, you belong, and we will see you all next week. Bye, everybody.
I told that moron not to take out my Tchaikovsky tape. No matter, let's get started. Here we are, Nancy Moon. The last time we left our heroine, she had just joined my esteemed colleagues at level M. And the soldier who cannot stop talking, a magician with money issues, and a vampire with a checkered past. But there are other teammates she's yet to meet. One in particular might be a little bit shocking for her. I do hope she's not allergic. Back it today, won't you? Like right meow.
There is a creature in the swamps. It lives to destroy. The beast they call Hogzilla.
After his latest get-rich scheme goes sideways, Gary Duba, the quintessential Florida man, ends up with a stash of somebody's high-end memorabilia. His gal Crystal is on probation and preparing for the fight of her life, squaring off against Australia's Queen of Combat. Delilah's got her back in training, staying off rich foods and the nose candy. Meanwhile, Gary and his best friend Floyd have been hired to wrangle a massive, abnormally aggressive feral hog that's terrorizing the swamp and wrecking Gary's old neighborhood. Can they bag the elusive monster swine without destroying the Sunshine State? Reserve your copy of Florida Man vs. Hogzilla at FloridaManComics.com. We're bringing back funny books, y'all.
Comic Books for Kids provides comic books to kids in hospitals and cancer centers across the U.S. It's a place where we can all work together to make sure every child has a comic book. 100% of all proceeds go towards the kids. It's about making a difference, and while they're in the hospital, allowing them to fly like a superhero, battle dragons, or rescue teddy bears. We are in every state in the country and now support over 160 hospitals. Every month, we